Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. I hope you all are fine. Good afternoon, sir. So, welcome to you all to this session of our very basic accounting course. In this course, we'll try to enhance our knowledge of accounting. It's basically a very basic course, and the knowledge of this accounting course will help us to understand all the financial issues, the financial activities of an organization. That basically will help you to understand all other business courses, not only finance and accounting courses. All other business courses will be helped by the this knowledge of accounting. And we'll see we'll try to enhance our knowledge of accounting, and in the later on, in the next level of courses, you will would be able to apply these knowledges in different business issues or accounting, finance, and other related issues. So in this course, basically we'll try to in this session we basically will try to give enhance our knowledge in accounting, and we'll share our views, what we think what accounting is. Then I'll share my views. Then we'll compile those views together, and we'll clear our thoughts, understanding regarding accounting, and we'll see how we are going to proceed throughout the semester regarding this course. And I request you, I suggest you all that you all are suggested to participate in the session more cooperatively, and whatever is in your mind, feel free to share it might be wrong, it might be correct, it doesn't matter to us. Sometimes I might be wrong as well, and feel free to clarify me uh, for that issues. So feel free to share your views, to raise your voice during the session, after the session, or through the email, whatever you like or you are comfortable with that. And in this session, as I have mentioned, we'll try to clear our concept thoughts regarding accounting, and later on we'll discuss how we are going to proceed throughout the semester. So basically, I will start from your part to see what do you think regarding accounting. But before that, how many of you have done accounting before? Just say, raise your voice. That's all. How many of you have done accounting before?
Me, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, okay, cool. And there are some people who haven't done accounting before as well, but don't worry. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. If you haven't done accounting before, don't worry, because we'll start our discussion from the very basic level. We'll try to prepare ourselves in compared to others as well. And that's why I'm suggesting you all that if you are in dilemma, if you do not understand anything, feel free to share your views, or knock us if you don't understand anything, or if you have any confusion, any topic or any other issues. All right, that's how we want to proceed throughout the semester. Is that okay for you all? Okay.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
I want to say something.
Yes, please.
Sir, if there is no international student with us, sir, is it possible to convey the discussion session in Bangla?
No, sir. No, sir, we are strictly follow the English in our discussion session. But
Sir, actually, I'm from science background. That's why I was a bit worried
so
if
so
I would understand accounting or not.
don't worry if you don't understand any issues of that one. uh, maybe after completing these sessions, we may discuss with any topics that you have confusion for 5, 10, 20 minutes, however times it requires. But during the session, we'll convey our thoughts through English, and after the sessions, if you need, we can explain it in Bengali.
So,
All
okay,
right.
sir, thank you.
Okay, okay, thank you so much. Any more query from your parts, or any other issue that feel free to share like that. So our confusion will be clear. We will be clear to each other. We will be transparent to each other. All right, let's start. So I want to hear from you all. What is your thought or what do you think, or what is the role of accounting? What do you think? Share your views. You might have full idea, you might have some partial idea, you may not have some idea. But even though I haven't done in any topic, but I may have some idea. You may haven't done accounting before, but you may know or you may guess what accounting could be. You may share that thought as well. So what do you think? What accounting is?
It's a process of recording the financial statement
Okay.
of a business.
Thank you, sir. Just give me 1 minute, sir. I'm sharing my. I'm going to write down everything, whatever you are going to share. Can you see my screen of this Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, tell me what is your thought. I'm going to write it down. Then we'll discuss all of those issues, and then I'm going to uh, provide my definitions of accounting, and will compile your discussions with my one, and that will actually help us to understand about accounting. So, sir, sorry, sir, can you please repeat your thought?
So it's a financial transaction process, sir,
Process of,
of a business.
okay, financial, the processing financial transaction, like that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So one of your friends already shared his views. He thought that accounting is a process that actually accounting is something that process the financial transaction, or the way of processing the financial transaction is one of the activities of accounting. Any other views? Any other thoughts? You can repeat.
It is used to record the daily
Sorry, sir. Can you please?
cash
So
flow.
accounting deals with the day-to-day expenses and income of a business.
Okay, one by one, sir. Okay, just day to day. It records
The day-to-day financial transactions of a business.
day to day financial transactions of a business. Thank you, sir. So one of your friends, I missed your one. Can you please repeat?
It is used to record all the keep a record of all the cash inflows and outflows of the business.
Records of all cash. Of the business. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Anything else?
Sir, it shows a
It
financial
is
picture of the
the
company
sorry.
to the investors and governments, and it helps to
Okay.
make business decisions.
Okay. Financial structure of a company which helps to take. Did you mean that?
Yes, sir.
Helps to take whom?
Sir, to to the investors, and it also helps to make business decisions for the future.
Investors.
Sir,
So it helps just like that. Okay, that's all. Forget about whom. We'll identify those. Thank you, sir.
Debit and credit.
Debit and credit. Excellent.
It helps the accountants analyze and interpret business transactions.
Helps the accountants to analyze and
Interpret.
Thank you so much, sir. Anything else?
Sir, it helps to create the budget of a company.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it helps to summarize the economic condition.
Summarize economic conditions. It. It's look. No, it's a part of activities. The bookkeeping. Hmm. Anything else?
Sir, it implies consistent treatment of similar items and application of accounting policies, sir.
Excellent. Employers.
Sorry, sir. Implies, sir. I am. Consistent treatment of similar items and application of accounting policies.
So if I just write down it helps or employs the similar accounting policies to prepare.
Yes.
Right? Just clarify me. I'm just sort it down. Policies. It employs the similar or consistent. It's better to write that. Accounting policies
Sir, for consistent treatment.
for accounting information. So I think it's better to write it
Yes, sir.
down.
Okay, sir.
It's an excellent point. Thank you so much, sir. Anything else?
Sir, helps to detect bad debts and frauds.
Hmm. Helps to
Detect bad debts and fraud.
it's and right. Thank you. Anything else we that means accounting or that helps to understand by preparing accounting report or information?
Sir, it helps to provide the information about profit and loss.
Hmm. Or simply provides profit loss
Mm,
information. Thank you.
yes, sir.
This is a very basic thing. That's why we prepare.
Let know about return on investment.
Yes, helps to understand regarding the return on investments. Thank you.
It helps the
Mhm.
stakeholders to understand the situation of the company and act accordingly.
Thank you. Helps the stakeholders to understand the situation of company and act accordingly. Thank you so much. Anything else? One of your friends may have sent something here. Yeah, sure. Please. You don't have to raise your hand, okay? Just feel free to ask me or raise your voice if you have anything in your mind. Please.
Accounting is an overall understanding of how the company is doing
Excellent.
financially.
helps to take efficient business decisions and helps the company to analyze its current position
It
or
helps
situation
helps to.
to take important business decisions efficiently.
Yep. Thank you so much, sir.
So it helps in the preparation of budget of a company.
Hmm. Excellent. Anything else?
Sir, detects how much asset, capital, and liability is in the company.
Assets and liability of a company. Thank you. Anything else?
So potential investors can know whether they should invest in that particular company or not.
So invest helps investors to make their
Take
investing
decisions.
decision. Yep. It's like this one. Your one of your friends have mentioned financial structure of a company which helps to take investing decisions by the investors. I'm compiling your view and your friend's view together. Okay. Any other views? Any other opinion?
So it helps to forecast the future investments and sales and everything.
Exactly. Helps to forecast on future investments. Any other views from your part, sir?
Sir, it can detect a company's liquidity position.
Hmm. So many accounting terminologies have been used here. We all have to be familiar with that terminologies and will be familiar throughout this time. Thank you, sir. Any more views from your part?
It can help to increase the company's reliability to investors,
It helps to
increase the reliability to
yes, increase the
investors.
yeah. To the investors. Exactly. Any other views? Any other point?
Sir, the procedure of preparing a profit and loss statement of a company.
Hmm. It basically it main objective is to prepare the in short financial statements of a company. This is our objective of this course. How can we prepare the financial statement of an organization? Thank you so much, sir. Any other views from your part? We have pointed out so many things. All right, let's see whatever we have mentioned here. We'll try to familiarize ourselves with that views. Then I will share my views and compile your views with my one and try to understand what accounting is basically. Before that one, I just want to ask you: have you been gone through with the recorded sessions already been uploaded into Box? Have you registered at Bask?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you seen that the first sessions is already been uploaded there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So I'm suggesting you to go through the recording sessions as well, and so that what will happen that you'll get some idea what we are going to discuss. That will be in your mind, and you'll see that I'm also explaining the same thing, maybe in a different ways, because uh, the same thing can be explained in different times in different ways. So it will help you to understand the scenario more clearly. So this is why I'm suggesting you to go through that recorded view sessions first, come up with some thoughts, identify some problems, identify some issues, and share those issues into these sessions. And uh, you will see that the recorded lectures it has gone through in one way. My discussion can be in another way. So you can blend it these two and your thoughts as well. And our additional discussions will help us to make this discussion session more productive. So it will be helpful for you all. Okay. So let's see. What have you said regarding accounting? What does the accounting means? So one of your friends have mentioned that it's a processing of financial transactions. So one of the terminology here that we'll use throughout the accounting finance courses, that is transaction. So this is one accounting terminology. I'm writing down here so that we can explain all of these issues later on. So whatever points are being raised here, one of the common thing is what? Can you identify what are the common things of all of this point?
Sir, maybe financial transaction.
Excellent. Financial transaction. What does this financial transaction means?
Sir, income and expenses.
Yeah, it financial transactions, income expenses actually measured by the financial transaction.
It also includes the liability.
Yeah, it also includes the liability. But what does that financial transactions means? Financial means
Sir, debit and credit.
debit credit is a process of recording, but we just mentioned
The exchange of monetary
ec- exactly
assets.
exchange of monetary values. That means in accounting, if you noticed that whatever you have mentioned here or your friend have mentioned there, all are related with the financial activities of an organization. That means that in accounting, when we are dealing with accounting, accounting deals with only those activities that can be expressed in terms of money. So this is the first thing or first activities or the first issues we should keep in mind. Whenever we are handling the accounting issues, we will consider only those issues which are related with the monetary activities of an organization. If it is not related with the monetary activities of an organization, we generally do not consider it in accounting process. So this is the first thing we should keep in mind. And another things you have pointed out throughout this discussion, that you have identified that we consider the accounting transactions, accounting activities or whatever it is for a company. That means you mentioned that accounting is done for a company. One thing you should keep in mind that yes, accounting activities is mainly done for an organization, but it also can be done for a personal purpose as well. So you can use it for your own purpose, you can use it for your family purpose or some other purposes as well. So not only for business organization use accounting, we also use accounting for our personal purposes, intentionally or unintentionally, or knowing the accounting activities or without knowing the accounting activities. So all of this financial dealings is basically a part of the accounting activities or can be a part of the accounting activities. It may be related with an individual party, may be related with a group of people, or may be related with an organization. So these are the things we should keep in mind. So the first things your friend mentioned that accounting activity helps us in processing the financial transaction. So we should know what does the financial transactions means. Financial transaction means the financial activities of the organization. which will change the monetary level or monetary activities of an organization, monetary value of an organization. It records the day-to-day financial transactions of a business, definitely. So as we have mentioned, in accounting, we consider only the financial activities of an organization. We try to identify what are the regular financial activities have been conducted, and after identifying that, we need to record it through the proper documentation. It keep to records of all the cash inflows and outflows of a business. It's a very important task or responsibility of an accounting, because cash inflows and outflows is a very crucial part for an organization. They should be aware how much cash is going on from the organization, how much cash is coming, and what is the remaining cash on the hand, and by investing those cash, what is the return of the cash. All of this analysis need to be made based on this accounting information. So accounting helps to keep records all of this and keep track on all of this cash inflows and outflows activities. Financial structure of a company which helps to take investing decision by the investors. It's a very excellent point. We'll see when we are going to define accounting, or when we are going to see the definition of accounting. One of the responsibility or main responsibility of accounting is to provide information so that uh, the users can make the decision. That is the important part. So investor can be one of them who actually using the information to make the decision. This debit and credit are the terminologies that we use in the recording process of accounting activities. So we'll see what does the debit and credit means, how can we use this debit and credit in the process of accounting later on. The accounting helps the accountant to analyze, interpret the business transaction. Definitely, as we have mentioned, that we consider only the financial activity, and this recording process has been done by the accountants. So it actually helps them to understand what are the accounting activities are, how should they analyze it, how should they interpret it, and how should they prepare the report for the further steps. Helps to create the budgets of a company. Definitely, when you have the informations regarding the current situation, current financial situation, previous financial situation, by analyzing those information, you can take decision for the future. And budget is preparation of the budget is one of them. So, a this accounting activity or budget preparation of budget is a part of the accounting activity. You will prepare budgets if when you are will study the next course of accounting, that is the managerial accounting course. This accounting activities helps to summarize the economic condition. Is basically related to this one, that when the accountants or the respective responsible person is analyzing this information, at that time they also need to summarize the accounting information and find out the overall financial condition of the organization. Bookkeeping is a part of accounting activities. That means when you identify the accounting activities of an organization, you need to keep records of this information by going through the proper documentation. So that is a part of bookkeeping. I got a message from. Yeah, I'm recording this one, Arpita. It's still recording, and after the session, when I will receive the recorded one, I will share with you all through your email that I have at this moment. Okay. And one more thing is that next week I will ask you all to share your G Suite account with me, and after collecting the G Suite account, I will share all the information to your G Suite account. But after the next week. The next point was from you that it employs similar and consistent policy for the accounting info. It's a very vital thing that I will explain it later on, not now. If I forget, please keep remind me that I have something to discuss about the accounting policies. It helps to detect bad debts and fraud. Not only bad debts and fraud, is there any mistakes, if there is any errors, it also helps to identify this one. because whenever you are analyzing the accounting or preparing the accounting information, these informations will be used by the external parties as well to make the decision. So this information need to be accurate, and there are some process. By following that process, we can identify whether there is any intentional or unintentional mistakes or not. If there is any mistakes have been found, there are ways to find it out, and there are ways to resolve it as well. The most important part, accounting is basically, in general, whenever uh, anyone asks why should we use the accounting activities, basically those who knows accounting or doesn't know accounts, first the things they mention that we need to determine the profit or loss. That is the important part. An accountant or accounting activity helps us to understand regarding the return on investment, as you have already been mentioned that we have to focus on the future activities. And if you need to take decision regarding the future activities, how you are going to make the decisions, that how much you are going to invest and what might be the return from them, this information is actually being provided by the accounting information. It helps stakeholders to understand the situation of a company and act accordingly. It's an excellent point, because by going through the accounting activities, we are able to understand the overall financial picture of the organization, which actually helps to understand what is the current situation of the organization, and based on that, we can make the decision. Overall understanding on how the company performing, these two are basically related. So whenever overall picture is being shown or overall financial picture is being shown, it will help you to understand the how the organization is going on, how it was, and what could be the expected, what you could expect in the upcoming accounting period. It helps to take business decision efficiently, definitely. uh, when accounting information is being provided, the managers or higher authority are able to know what is the current financial situation of the organization, and how should they, what are the resources they have, and how should they utilize those resources to get the maximum benefit from them. Basically, the higher authority or the managers are responsible to make such decision, and those informations are provided to them. Helps in preparing budgets. We already mentioned it, that by budget preparation is a part of the accounting activities as well. Is detect the amount of assets liability of a company. When we are able to understand the overall financial picture of the organization, we are able to know the financial asset liabilities expense revenue of the organization. It helps to forecast the future investments. We already mentioned it. Detect the company's liquidity position. It's an interesting thing. Liquidity. Can you please help me to explain what does the liquidity means? What do you think about the liquidity? Sir, who have explained this?
Cash flow.
Cash flow is a part of, yeah, yeah. That means how much liquid cash on your hand, or how much liquid asset you have on your hand that can be easily converted to the cash. It helps to increase the
So it
reliability.
is the
So good.
available assets that it is the assets that are available in a company.
Not only the asset, the liquid asset. Liquid asset means the asset that can be easily converted into cash. Not all types of asset. Okay, there might be some assets on your hand which cannot be converted into cash whenever you need it. So the assets, yeah, ability to pay debt, yeah, the assets that can easily can convert into cash whenever you need it, maybe for paying debt or maybe for paying something else, that will be considered as a liquidity. We'll explain it. Thank you so much. Helps to increase the reliability of the investors. Then definitely, if you show the overall picture of the organization, the investors can get what is going on in the organization, what is the prosperity of the organization, and they will be reliable on the uh, overall scenarios of reliable to the organization as well, that they are providing the up to date information to them, as and or the you can explain in that way that organization is providing up to date information to the investors so that they are in keep track with the what is going on the organization, and the preparation of the financial statement of the company. And this is the main rule, main objective of this course, that this is what we want to understand. We want to know how can we prepare the financial statement that will be provided to someone who will make the decision. So based on the points you have raised so far, these are the issues we have found regarding accounting. Now I am pointing out my definition of accounting, and we are going to relate those uh, s- uh, my points with your one, and we'll try to see what does the accounting means actually, or what is the role of accounting actually. So this is my definition of accounting. I want to explain accounting like this way, that it's an information system. Now we need to know what does the information system means. It's an information system which provide information. What types of information? We know the information should be financial in nature. To whom they provide the information? To the users. Why they provide this information? For decision making. So there are a couple of parts are here. One is that it should be an information system. Then it's provide financial information, whom they are providing to the users. Why they are providing? For decision making. So I want to state these four parts of my definition to understand this definition more clearly. That this is how we want to explain the accounting. In short, if anyone asks us what does the accounting means, we can just mention that it's an information system. So what is the role of information system in general? Forget about accounting. Anyone can share us? What is the role of information system? What does the information system means? What do you think? Anyone
It It meant the entries we make
forget about
in
the
the
accounting.
financial statement.
Forget about accounting. In general, if anyone asks what does the information system means, or what is the role of information system, how can we respond? Okay, collect information and gather them. Okay, anything else?
So to store data and analyze to so, to store, update, and even analyze the information, which company then can then use to pinpoint solutions to current or future problems.
Excellent. Can I write it down like that? Store data and analyze them for further use.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. For all. Excellent. Anything else? So that's what you have mentioned regarding the information system. It collects information and gather them, store them. One of your friend mentioned store data. That means after collecting, they store data and analyze them for further use. And one of your friend mentioned that it's a process. It process the information and make them understandable for all. Excellent, excellent. These are the responsibility or the job of information system or the part of the information system. Basically, what they do, they collect something. After collecting this one, they process it and store. Then they provide this information, provide some those. Sorry, sir. Sorry. So they collect something, they process those or analyze those, then they make something or prepare something, and those things have been provided to someone else. So what they provide, or anyone? Hello.
They provide the stored information.
Information, it is called information. That means they prepare this information in the process part. This process is known as analyzing. When they collect something and they analyze it to prepare or to analyze or process to prepare information, what does it called? They collect what?
Some
Data.
data.
Data. Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. So basically, initially they collect something which is known as data. After collecting this data, they process it or they process it or analyze it and prepare information. And this information is being provided to someone who is going to use it. Do you know what is the difference between the data and information? Yeah. Anything else?
Information is the margin part of data.
Margin part of the data. So, can we use data for our decision making?
No, sir.
No. It's a raw thing.
No.
It's a raw thing.
Have to put together
We have to put together. We have to
data to make the information.
exactly. We have to. They are the raw thing. There are so many raw data are here. We have to make a process. We have to summarize those information, those data, and make it as an information, so that the users can make their decision, or these informations will be prepared based on the demand of the users, so that they can use it in their decision making. That process is being done in by following the information system process. And in accounting, we do the same thing. We collect data, we process it, and prepare the information, so that these informations can be used by someone for their decision making. These are the steps. Now, what types of information? Financial information. For whom we prepare the financial information? To the respective users. I mentioned the respective users. And why this information is being provided to the users? So that they can make the financial decision. That's about accounting. Okay. So in accounting, we collect the we it's basically an information system. What does the how the information systems works? They collect the raw data. That means raw financial activities is being collected first. Then it's been processed. One of your friend, some of a number of your friends have mentioned different process regarding the accounting activities. We'll go through with that process later on. So these financial activities have been processed, and by processing those financial activities, we prepare the financial information. And this financial information is being provided to the users so that they can make the decision. That's about the accounting. This is how accounting works. Now, if you relate your discussions or your thoughts you have made here, you can relate it with my definitions. That basically whatever activities is being done to provide the information. That's the main objective of the accounting. Whatever activities are going we are going to do in accounting, our objective is that we are going to provide this financial information to someone so that they can make the decisions. That's about the accounting activities. Now, next question is, who might be the users of accounting information?
The shareholders and the business owners.
Okay, shareholders. Oh, shareholders and owners are the same group of people.
So what about the investors, sir?
Yes, definitely investors.
The creditors?
Yes,
Sir,
creditors.
HR department?
Sorry, sir.
The management
Management. One of your friends mentioned something else.
HR department?
HR department.
and the marketing department.
All department are all
We can say stakeholders.
stakeholders. How can we define stakeholders?
Those who are related to the business.
To the business. Now, managers, shareholders, investors, carriers, all are stakeholders. That means who will be affected by the activities of a business organization, they are the stakeholders. Now, we are trying to identify who are the stakeholders. They are the users. Okay. So, managers, we found managers. Managers means the departmental heads, HR heads, marketing heads, finance heads, CEO of an organization, CEO, CFO, whoever it is. In addition to that, shareholders, investors, creditors, you have identified. Any other else you can remember at this moment? That means who can use the information of an organization and can use those information in the decision making. Is there any other?
Sir, the auditor.
Yeah, yeah. Feel free to share whatever you have.
Government.
Government, yes, definitely.
So ensure all the stakeholders.
Yeah, but we are trying to identify who are the stakeholders. That's why we want to specifically mention their name.
The customers?
Customers, yes.
Sir, suppliers?
Suppliers,
Sir, banks.
banks,
Maybe non-profit organizations.
uh,
the environmentalists.
environmentalists, non-profit organizations. How? NGOs? NGO itself prepare their financial reports.
Uh, they look into other companies.
Okay, so you can write it down. Competitors or researchers,
The creditors?
creditors. Probably I missed one of your friends' input.
Environmentalists.
Environmentalist. Sorry, sir.
Sir, mergers.
Mergers. How?
Because they're merging two companies, so they need the financials.
So it's a part of the investment. They can be an investor. It can be a part of the shareholders. Basically, whenever they are merging together, initially they becomes an investor. They are thinking to merge together or invest their monies with other company. Or when they merge together, they becomes the owners of the organization, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Like, okay. Any other else that comes to your mind?
Intermediaries?
Yeah, yeah. Did you mean agent?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Tax authority, regulatory, regulatory.
Tax regular, yes. Tax regulatory. Okay, we have found a number of users, those who can use information or accounting information of an organization. If you notice, you can see that I have written those users into two groups or into two columns to mention that they are not same in group. Okay. So when managers use accounting information of an organization, do they use for themselves or for the company? What do you think?
For the
For the
company.
company.
For the
For
company.
the company, sir.
Exactly, for the company. Now think from shareholders' viewpoint. When they use the information, do they use it for the company or for the organization?
Organization.
For the organization. Do you all agree with your friend?
Sir,
Yes,
I
sir.
think
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
they use it for themselves,
Huh.
for their own interest.
Own interest. So we have got two opinion here. So now, if you think that they are using for the organization, how do they can use it?
To improve the business so that they can receive more share,
Okay.
more profit.
So are you thinking from an sole proprietorship business viewpoint, partnership viewpoint, or public limited viewpoint, or limited viewpoint?
So limited viewpoint.
Limited viewpoint. In a limited organization, how many shareholders could be there? What do you think?
20,
If it is a private limited
2 to
company,
20.
if it is a private limited company, then it could be, and 2 to 50. Yeah. 2 to 20 is for probably the partnership, is it?
Yes, sir. Partnership.
For the partnership. So if it is a private limited company, the owners can be maximum 50, and if it is a public limited company,
It's unlimited, sir.
it's unlimited. So how do you, what do you think that how the private and or the public limited company runs? Do you think that the owners directly run this limited company, or there are a group of people who actually responsible to look after the overall activities of an organization on behalf of the shareholders?
Sir, on behalf of the shareholders.
There are a group of
They
people.
have a long hierarchy, sir.
Yeah, definitely there are hierarchy, but uh, hierarchy among the group of people, not for all the owners. So owners are not responsible to run the limited company. Who There are a group of people who are actually being uh, assigned by the owners, who will be responsible to run the business. They are called
The executives or managers.
uh
Directors.
directors. They are known as directors, or we called in together board of directors. So these shareholders are group of people appoint, sorry, shareholders or owners select a group of people who will be responsible to run the business, to take the decisions for the organization on behalf of them. So shareholders or owners do not directly engaged with the regular activities of an organization. They have no right to take decisions for the organization, operational decision for the organization. And who will be responsible? The board of directors will be responsible in that case. So whenever the board of director takes any decision, they are actually taking decision for the company. Now what will be the uh, role here for the shareholders to see what is the financial condition of the organization and what types of decision they can take? Do you think that they are taking decision for the organization, or they are taking some other decision? Say you are the shareholders. You are currently holding 1,000 shares of Beximco Limited. Beximco Limited has provided the financial situation of the organization to you. You are analyzing this information. And by analyzing this information, can you take any decision for the Beximco?
No, sir.
No. What types
So
of?
we can take decision if we want to sell our share or buy more
Exactly.
shares or something like that.
Whether you will hold this share or buy more share or sell this share, isn't it? So this decision is being taken for whom? For the yourself or for the company?
For ourselves,
For ourselves. That means the shareholders take decisions
themselves.
for themselves.
Sir, they
Yes.
can contribute, sir. Sir, you
Yes.
said that the board of directors are not the owners or shareholders.
No, no, they are also the owners of the shareholder. Definitely, they have to hold shares of the organization. But this board of directors, who will be the board of directors, is being selected by the owners of the organization. Say, for example, Beximco Limited has currently, for example, 10 million shareholders. Okay. If there are 10 million shareholders of the Beximco Limited, these 10 million shareholders are is the owners of the Beximco Limited, but they cannot take decision for the organization. It will be a clumsy situation. Then what they do in AGM, they by the vote they determine who will be the director of the organization. There are limited director, 15 to 20, 2 to 20, the number. So they decide what should be the board size and who will be the member of this board. Say for example, 15 members will be the, or 20 members will be into the board. So who will be these 20 members? By the voting, they identify, they determine this group of these 20 people, or this 10 people, or this 12 people, or this 8 people will represent us to take decisions for the organizations on behalf of us. So basically, they are also a part of the shareholders, but these shareholders are responsible to take the decisions for the organization and of the organization, who will be selected by the all other shareholders. That means this responsibility will be given to them to make decision for the organization.
So this same goes for the private limited company or private
For
limited
private limited company as well, if there are 50 peoples are here, is it possible to make a proper decision by 50 peoples?
no, so
No.
they select
They
one.
select a, yeah, they drop down or select a group of people who will be responsible for operating the business activities. Same board of directors will be there as well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's okay, sir. Thanks for your query. Just ask me, feel free to ask me. Then investor, do you think
For
that
themselves,
for themselves, because they decide whether they should invest there or not. For creditor,
themselves.
again, whether they should give loan, sell something on credit or not. Auditor, okay, I'm coming to auditor later on. Government,
for itself.
for
For itself.
maybe for itself, or maybe for third party as well.
so third party as in
So for example,
The people of
yep,
the country.
people of the country, maybe for any industry, maybe the government wants to finalize any regulation for any specific industry, something like that. They collect information from the organization and use it for finalizing any regulation, rules, regulations, or maybe sometimes the
For the
government,
customers of that company.
yeah, for the customers of the company, can be for the benefits of the employees, could be sometimes if they had to uh, uh, interfere on the business activities, they may have to do it. And next one, customers,
Of themselves.
for themselves. Suppliers, themselves. Banks will decide whether they will provide loan or not, definitely for themselves. Competitor, as you have mentioned, and if researcher, same. Creditor, same. Environmentalist, same. Agent, I'm coming to them later on. Okay. Agent,
So who are the agents?
okay. Uh, One of your friends have mentioned about the agents. Can you please explain?
Sir, agents as in the intermediaries, right? Like
Yeah, who
brokers and the dealers.
do brokers and dealers. Sometimes you can see that there are some group of people who actually works to link up two group of people together. Say, uh, uh, say dealers, as your friends mentioned, that they may uh, may be responsible to deliver of this product, the product of this company to some other suppliers. So suppliers might be interested to know about the quality, about the organizations of the organizations, or and in that case, agents sometimes may use the financial data of this organization to hand over it to the suppliers or someone else, or agents may use them for themselves as well. Okay, they are what they wants to work for that organization. What is the condition of the organization, whether they can continue their operations with that organization for long or not, or for short time, and whether this organization have the ability to handle all those activities or not, etc., like that. So sometimes the broker, the intermediaries or agents, whatever you say, they may also this information for their personal purpose or maybe for third party purposes as well. Tax regulatory
For the government.
for the government. That means they identify whether this organization are paying their uh, income taxes or some other taxes properly or not, following the rules and regulations of the government. That means they actually work for other party, maybe the government. So we can say for third party. Auditors. Any idea of what is the role of the auditor or who are the auditors are?
Um, they check whether the company is operating ethically or not.
Excellent. Thank you so much, sir. So we have seen that by the accounting process, we process all the information, so all the data, then prepare information. This information is being provided to the user so that we can make the decision. Say, for example, this organization have provided this information to the investors, and what will be the normal trend? They will try to attract the investors. So when they have an intention to attract the investor, there is a high possibility that they may mislead the investors by providing misinformation. Is there any chance? What do you think?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely. So how can we rely on that information? If it has been verified by a third party who have that quality, and they are known as auditor or external auditor. Generally, the chartered accountants are the external auditor of an organization. A group of chartered accounting body firm is known as an auditor. So it has to be verified by them. They will verify all the financial activities and they will give a certificates or report on that, that you can rely on that information, and based on that you can make your decision. So
Sir, who recruits the auditor?
these auditors, if it is a public limited company, these auditors is been recruited into the AGM through the vote of shareholders. Basically, this company or board of director uh, offered that we wants to appoint this auditor as an auditor for this company for the next 2 years or 3 years. If shareholders agree, they will be appointed, otherwise not. So auditors basically works for whom?
For the investor?
For the investor, or we can say not for themselves, for the third party. It can be investor, it can be government, it can be tax regulatory, it can be some other parties as well. Okay, it can be, this information can be used for the creditor as well. This information can be used by the supplier, bank, competitors, researcher. Anyone can use it because they can rely on that information. That means all stakeholders can use this information. So this is how we can see that we actually can group these users into two groups: someone who actually using the information for themselves, some or the third party, and someone who will use the information for the organization purpose, not for themselves.
Sir, how do the environmentalists use them, the data from themselves?
Or okay, can you one of your friend have mentioned about this one? Can you please explain? Then I'll add with you. Mm. Mm. Mm.
So the environmental this can use the financial information to see the profits that
Mm.
Coca-Cola is making,
Mm.
and in terms of profit, what they're doing for the environment. Like
Actually,
they're harming the environment in Twitter, what they're doing for the environment. We can
Excellent.
see this and further
Ex-
judge the company.
Excellent. So basically, he has pointed out excellent issues that we know that by this plastics environment is been destroying. And one thing, as your friend already mentioned, that how much profit they have earned and how much of this profit has been using for for the environmental purposes, because they have a responsibility to the environment, because they are destroying the environment as well. That is one way. Another way is that whether they are taking any initiative to reduce this environmental disasters they have been taking, they have been incurring. So sometimes plastic bottles, they can be used for the recycling purposes, or maybe for other purposes. Do they have taken any initiative for that? Or sometimes you can see that corporate social responsibility is also an important activities for nowadays for an organization. So how much they are spending for the corporate or for the social responsibility purposes, maybe it may be related to the environment, how much tree plantation have been done or something like that, how much amount they are actually spending for that purposes. Those informations can be collected. If the environmentalist or some other social workers are wants to know about that issues, they can grab those information for the financial statement that has been prepared by the, or the financial report that has been prepared by the organization. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Cool. So this is how we can see that the users of any information, so we can see, you can group it into two groups. One is,
Sir, I have a question.
yep, please sir.
Sir, can auditors audit private limited companies?
Yeah, say just keep in mind that the company who are listed with the joint stock company, each and every year they have to submit their financial statement to the NBR, or the register of joint stock company, to that, to them. And when they are supposed to submit their financial statement to be there, and this statement must be audited by the external auditor. So all the financial
Sir, will you
statement,
repeat?
say, whenever you want to start a company or limited company, you have to be registered with the with a registration board, that is known as a register of joint stock company. And one of the responsibility of the listed company is that they have to submit their financial report, annual financial report, or a financial report annually. And when they are submitting their financial report annually, this report must be audited by the auditor. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
So each and every limited company have to be, have to prepare their financial report, or have to audit their or verify their report by the auditors. Okay. So we have seen that there are two group of users. A group of people who actually use information for the company, they are known as internal or inside users. Another group of people who actually use information for themselves or for third party purpose, they are known as external or outside users. This is how we can identify and categorize users of accounting information. Done. Now, we said that by using the accounting activity, we provide information to the users. Now, next question is how the information is provided to users. Anyone have idea?
Publication, like newspapers.
Okay, newspaper is one of them.
So in the company's online website.
Okay, by throwing what do they need to prepare something, or in the in when they publish it to the website, or when they publish it to the newspaper, in what form, or what does it
Annual report maybe.
Okay, annual report is a
Statement
very
of
last thing. Statement, yeah.
statement of financial position.
It is basically called, one of our friends already mentioned it earlier, that the organization have to prepare financial statements. By preparing, say here, we said that this information is being prepared, and when they prepare this information, how the information is being prepared? By preparing the financial statement. That means this information are available into this financial statement. And now next situation, what are the components of the financial statement? There are four mandatory components. One is income statements, then owner's equity statement, balance sheet, and so statement. So these are the four statements we need to be prepared when we want to prepare the financial statements. These four are mandatory. Depending on the nature of the organization may prepare more than that. But these four definitely needs to be prepared. And why do we need to prepare these four statements? Because these four statements have individual responsibility or individual objectives on them. And what are these? Let's see on this one. If you can understand the situation, it will be clear to us. Why do you need to prepare this four statement? Income statement is being prepared to measure the financial performance. Sorry. Income statement is being prepared to measure the financial performance of the organization. Owner security statement is being prepared to know the claim of owners. Balance sheet is prepared to measure the financial conditions. And cash flow statement is prepared to know the cash flows and flows in activities. So these are the objectives of preparing different types of statement. That means we have mentioned that whenever we are preparing financial statement, we basically need to prepare this four mandatory statement: income statement, owner's equity statement, balance sheet, and the cash flow statement. And there are certain objectives of each of the statements. Income statements is been prepared to measure the financial performance of the organization. Owner's equity statement has been prepared to know the owner's claim. We know the shareholders are owners of an organization. So why do they invest? Their investment or their claim will not be same over the time. By the changes or by the performance of the organization, their claim will be changed as well. So to know or to understand what is the claim of the owners and how this claim has been changing over time, then the organization need to prepare the owner's equity statement. By preparing the balance sheet, we are able to know the financial position or financial condition of the organization. Financial conditions and financial position are the same thing. As one of your friend mentioned, that statements of financial position is basically the balance sheet of an organization. And by preparing the cash flow statement, we are able to know the cash inflows and outflows. Your friends already mentioned it earlier that it is also important part to know the cash inflows and outflows of an organization. And there are different activities in an organization, and from for each of the activities, how much cash inflows and outflows and what is the remaining of cash on hand, that also been known or been shown by preparing the cash flow statements. So these are the objectives of cash flow statements, or these are the objectives of preparing financial statements.
Sir, what does the word equity mean?
Equity means uh, claim of the shares. We'll discuss it. Don't worry. Don't be confused. Uh,
Okay, sir.
the claim, how much, say for example, if you invest 1000 taka in an organization, your claim is 1000. So your equity is 1000. Shareholders' total investment is known as an equity. We'll explain it in elaborately later on. Just uh, go through that, whatever I'm mentioning here. So, income statement is prepared to know the financial performance. So, how can we measure the financial performance of an organization? Sorry, anyone?
by conducting different calculations of ratio analysis.
Uh,
Sir, by
Simple way. Initially, if I
By
ask,
knowing the resources they have.
okay, so initially, say for example, I have started an organization, and after 2 months, you asked me, sir, what is the performance of your organization? Or if you start an organization, if I ask you, how is your performance? So, what are you going to look at first?
Sir, profit and loss.
Profit and loss.
We need to analyze
Revenue.
the statements.
Yeah, statements, but you will go for the profit or loss. This is the initial things we looked at. We need to know how much profit we have earned or how much loss we have incurred. And how can we identify or determine the profit and loss? If we compare
sir,
revenue,
sales minus expenses.
yeah, it's not only sales, it includes something else as well, revenues and expenses. Revenues and expenses. So, what are the revenues? What are the expenses? We'll explain later on. Just keep in mind that there are some terminologies. These are known as revenues and expenses. We have to compare this revenue and expenses to find out the profit or loss. And by identifying the profit and loss, we can find out the financial performance of an organization. And owner's equity statement to know the claim of the owners and how it is changing. So when we prepare the owner's claim, we have mentioned that initially we say invest some amount, say for example, beginning claim, it changed over the time. So changes are shown, and then we find out the ending. This is how the owner's equity represents. That means they find out uh, what was the initial claim, then over the time with the activities of the organization, this claim changes, how it has been changing, and at the end, how much the claim is for the shareholders. And the claim of the shareholders is known as an equity. Then balance sheet, it measures the financial position and condition of the organization. And to show the financial position and condition of the organization, we actually show the relationship of assets, liabilities, and owners equity. We'll explain it in the next session elaborately. So to find out the financial position and condition, we need to show the relationship of asset, liabilities, and equity. And finally, when we prepare the cash flow statement, we show the cash inflows and outflows in different activities. And all the activities of an organization can be classified into three types. One is known as operating activities, then financing activities, and investing activities. That means cash inflows and outflows from each of these activities are shown separately, and later on how much cash on each of these activities and overall. These are being shown into the cash flow statement. So this is how a financial statement is prepared with these objectives, and these are the key things we should keep in mind when we prepare our financial statement. So the basic objective of accounting is to provide information How can we provide information? By preparing the financial statement. And what are the components of the financial statement, or what do we need to prepare the financial statement? Income statement, ownership statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, with these objectives and procedures. So now, have you got some idea what accounting is? Those who had no idea about accounting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
So I tried to give some basic concepts what accounting is here. You will develop your knowledge over the time. And I haven't finished all the issues that I am supposed to cover in this session. I'll complete it in the next session, but I'll suggest you to go through with the issues I have covered so far. And if you have any query, come up with queries in the next session, or whenever any queries comes to your mind, just knock me. I'll respond to you. Is that okay for today?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So have you find out the course outline? I already have shared with you all. Have you
Yes,
got?
sir. Fine.
Okay. So I'm not going to explain it because the course objectives, learning objectives, all are same. As I have already mentioned that you're requested you to go through the recorded sessions, and then come up with some problems issues into the class session so that we can discuss more. And one thing is that you all have to be present here because the attendance will be considered for your final grade. And one thing I haven't mentioned, I should mention it earlier, that your video needs to be on during the session. So from the next session, I expect that you all will uh, on your videos during the session. And for the attendance, at least 70% sessions you need to be present. Otherwise, you will not be allowed to attend the exams. And regarding quiz, we are going to take 3 online quizzes throughout the semester. You have to be updated with the box because all of this announcement will be given there. And uh, out of these 3 quizzes, best 2 will be counted for you. And throughout the semester, like a number of assignments will be given, and 15% marks will be allocated for that. And regarding mid and final, 40% marks will be allocated to you. And as you know, this for mid and final will be in person if everything is goes well during that time. So total 65% marks will be allocated for that. And what are the topics we are going to cover is also been mentioned here. In box you can also find the practice problems and assignment problems, so go through with that, solve problems. We'll also try to solve problems into the sessions. And in addition to that, if you have any query, any problem, feel free to ask me anytime. So this is how we are going to process throughout the semester. That's all from me for this session. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, how are you going to take our attendance every day?
And regarding the attendance, is automatically been done. There is a software, it will automatically identify who has attended this session, how long he has attended. Based on that, if someone is just present, come and goes, he will not be counted.
Sir, some of us, you have the non-GSUT email ID, our personal email ID to you.
Mhm.
Uh, is there any problem with
No,
attendance
at this
for
moment, it's not a problem. As I have mentioned that next week I'm going to collect the GSUT account from you all, and after the next week, only the those who have shared their GSUT account and who will try to attend into the session with the GSUT account, they will be automatically be enrolled there, and they'll not face any problem. But it doesn't matter either you attend GSUT account or with your personal account. It's okay for me if your name,
okay, sir.
if you can track your name. And remember that after the next week, all the correspondence will be done to your GSUT account. So you have to be up to date with your GSUT account. Any other query from any of you?
sir,
Yep.
I wanted to talk with you about the section.
Yep, please, sir.
স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার হচ্ছে এটা আমার 10th সেমেস্টার
হুম
এন্ড আমার হচ্ছে ACT201 আর মার্কেটিং 201 এই দুইটাই হচ্ছে ম্যান্ডেটরি হয়ে গিয়েছে
হুম
এই সেমেস্টারের মধ্যে শেষ করতে, কারণ আমার নেক্সট সেমেস্টার থেকে হায়ার লেভেলের কোর্স দুইটা নিতে হবে
হুম
অ্যাজ আই এম ডুইং মাইনর ইন BBS।
হুম হুম
সো আমি মার্কেটিং অ্যান্ড ACT201 দুইটাই নিয়েছি, বাট আমার ক্লাস হচ্ছে ক্ল্যাশ করছে।
ওকে
তো দুটো ক্লাসই আমার হচ্ছে আজকেই 3:30 থেকে 4:50 পর্যন্ত।
অলরাইট
তো ইটস পসিবল আমি হচ্ছে আমার মার্কেটিং এর ফ্যাকাল্টির সাথেও কথা বলেছি, বাট তার সেকশন হচ্ছে অলরেডি মাইনাসে চলে গিয়েছে, যার কারণে হচ্ছে আমি আপনাকে রিকোয়েস্ট করছি যে আমাকে যদি সেকশন 9 দেওয়া পসিবল।
it is not in my hand. Okay, it is not in my hand. I can't do anything formally, but what I can allow you, you can attend on section 9.
বাট স্যার অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা
I,
কি হয়?
your attendance will be recorded there, and if any problems, if I forgot to update it with this section, then let me know later on. I will update it.
এন্ড স্যার এক্সামে কি কোনো প্রবলেম হবে?
uh, for the exam, I don't think, because the quizzes will be taken online. Yep, quizzes will be taken online at the evening, so it will not be a problem because we are not going to take any quizzes during the session. And mid and finals will be in person with the scheduled time. So there is, I don't know, is there any chance of the clash between the ACT201 and marketing 201? None. I have no idea about that. Other, if there is no clash between these two, then there will be no problem.
ওকে স্যার, দেন আমি আপনাকে মেইল করে রাখি টু গেট দ্য লিংক অফ দ্যাট ক্লাস।
Yeah, sure. I am just
Okay.
permitting you to attend the section 9 instead of section 3. That's all.
ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Thank you, sir. Okay, one. Ashanur, yes, please.
স্যার অনেক সময় তো স্যার ইন্টারনেট লস্টের কারণে স্যার বের
Let's see.
স্যার স্যার অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটা
Okay, it will be automatically done from the very beginning to end. From the very beginning to end. And one of the queries from one of your friend that he wants to know, Hassan Junaid, he wants to know the difference between chartered accountant and the accounting graduate. Accounting graduates means when you are doing your BBA, that is considered as an accounting graduates, and after the graduation, so we need some professional degree, and chartered accountancy is one of the professional degree. And when you get this professional degree, then you becomes a chartered accountant, otherwise not. Have you got the Junaid? Junaid, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other query or any issue that we have discussed so far you haven't understand? I need to explain it in Bengali or something like that. Okay, may not be.
স্যার
Yeah, please.
আমি যদি কুইজ দেই বা মিড দেই, সেকশনটা কি এই সেকশন কাউন্ট হবে না?
হ্যাঁ, এই সেকশন আপনি এই সেকশনে সবসময় লিখবেন। হ্যাঁ,
ও আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
just you are just attending classes on other section, that's all other formalities will be done for this section.
ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ।
Any other query? So if you have no query, we can conclude it here. Thank you all. See you in the next session. Have a good day to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।